What's going on, guys? It's Unknown Player here, and in this video we'll be talking specifically about the Nerwens Mercy. This is an Iron Banner weapon, of course, and there's been a lot of attention around this weapon. Some people are calling it the best weapon in PvP, and a lot of people are hyping up for sure. I'm going to talk about that in this video, and I want you guys to leave a comment down below of what you think of the Nerwens Mercy. I'm sure a ton of you guys have it as well if you reach Iron Banner rank 5, and I want to know what you think about this weapon, or if you have a different weapon which you like more, leave a comment with what your favorite weapon is in Destiny right now when it comes to PvP. So if you're watching this video the day it's uploaded, then today is your last day to pick up this weapon from Lord Saladin before the Iron Banner disappears for another month or so. But this thing is very, very interesting for sure. Definitely worth picking up if you don't already, and it's without a doubt a very good weapon. But I'm going to answer the question, is this the best PvP weapon in my opinion, and what I think about it compared to the other pulse rifles in the game. And so let's compare it to the Red Death, which I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with as one of the best weapons in PvP at the moment, and you'll see a ton of people using it. And if we compare the two weapons, you can see that they both have the identical rate of fire, which is interesting, and the Red Death has a bit more impact, but the Nerwens Mercy has a lot more stability. That is the main differences between these two weapons. I'm going to mainly compare the Nerwens Mercy to the Red Death. It's a weapon that most people can relate to, and of course I've got a lot of experience using it as well. It's pretty much been the only PvP weapon I've used for the last 3 months. It's almost the perfect weapon to compare it to. So what it comes down to primarily is the stability of these weapons, and even though the Red Death has a bit more impact, I feel like you don't notice it all that much. Although it might sound very weird, I almost feel like the Nerwens Mercy actually kills a little bit quicker than the Red Death, simply because of the stability. I think this is why it feels like it kills quicker, because Nerwens Mercy has an insane stability which can be fine-tuned with the 3 choosable perks you can see right here, and all 3 of these actually affect the accuracy. So you can make the Nerwens Mercy very, very accurate, and almost feel like because of the high accuracy of the Nerwens Mercy, that's why you never miss a shot, and that's why it feels like it does more damage, because you're not missing any of those shots that all land into the head. And whereas the Red Death kicks a little bit and some of the bullets might go off and not hit the target, I feel like the Nerwens Mercy is always landing at shots, and that's why it kills a tiny bit quicker. It's a weird feeling, and I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but I personally feel like the Nerwens Mercy actually kills a little bit quicker because the weapon isn't bouncing around, and it's basically like a laser beam, and you can just get those headshots really, really easily. Now, in terms of the hidden kind of things that you might not see in the stats, it actually has among the highest aim assistance of all pulse rifles. The Nerwens Mercy has got more aim assistance than Hawksaw, the Apple of Discord, and also the Red Death, of course, so maybe that's a contributing factor as well. It's also a little bit easy to land headshots, and the main feature of the Nerwens Mercy is, of course, that third eye perk. This is what makes it even better and really tips over the edge as an amazing, outstanding weapon. And this is nice because I'm primarily a hunter, which means I don't have to use my Knucklehead radar helmet, and that means I can put an exotic helmet into something else. And also, of course, Nerwens Mercy is legendary in itself, so that means you can put an exotic into your heavy or special. And I think that's where it comes down to, is where you want to put your exotic slot into is going to make a big difference between what you're going to choose between the Nerwens Mercy or the Red Death, which of course is exotic. I personally have a really good special and heavy that are legendary, so I don't mind putting an exotic into my Red Death primary, although with a legendary primary I can use my Truth rocket launcher, which of course is the best rocket launcher, and I may just use that in trials, but like I've said, it kind of varies between your class setup and what you like using and where you like to pick your exotic slots. It's quite a personal preference type of thing. I know a lot of people don't really care too much about radar, and they don't really bother with Knucklehead radar or third eye weapons, and some people that's not really a big deal at all. For me personally, I always use these radar perks. I think radar is very, very important in Crucible and PvP, so I personally would go for the Nerwens Mercy over any other legendary pulse rifle. So to me, it is the best legendary PvP weapon. But as for best overall PvP weapon, I'm not too sure. That's a pretty hard tag to attribute to any one weapon. I don't think there can be any one best weapon in the game, but I think it's between the Nerwens Mercy and Red Death personally. The best thing about the Red Death is the health regeneration after a kill, which to me is one of the best perks you can have in PvP. It's just an amazing feature to be able to have full health before you go into the next gunfight. Because obviously if you go into the next gunfight with half health, you're going to be at a massive disadvantage. And if I could choose one perk that could always stay with me for PvP, it would be the ability to regen health after a kill. I think it's an amazing perk. So far, for that reason, I would stick with the Red Death personally. I think there's definitely some good loadouts you can use with the Nerwens Mercy, because you're allowed to use different exotics in your weapons and armor. So like I said, there is no real best weapon in the game. It's all down to what map and game mode you're actually playing at the time. But leave your thoughts on the weapon down in the comment section. Drop a thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.